What's up, everybody? Review Man here, and we're on a little change of pace. We're sitting out here in the car filming this review. This is Fuller House, episode 4 review, titled "The Not So Great Escape." In this episode, Ramona isn't so happy about being at the same school with being at a new school and with Jackson. And so what Jackson does is he develops a little plan that Ramona, that whenever he unleashes the plan, she goes out the window. And he accidentally sets off a fire drill. He accidentally sets off the smoke alarm, the fire alarm, and Ramona jumps outside. Jackson gets expelled for outside. It's nice out here. Anyway, Jackson gets suspended for a few days, and Ramona gets suspended for a few days for trying to ditch and run away. So, while this is going on, DJ's at work at the vet clinic, and she has some running around she has to do, so she leaves Stephanie in charge. Stephanie meets this new guy, and he thinks that Tommy, DJ's son, is actually his son. And Tommy has a weird obsession with looking up at the ceiling. And then Stephanie's like, "Oh, what's going on, Tommy? You're looking up at the ceiling." And then Tommy's just looking up there. Stephanie's looking up there too. She don't see nothing. She just says, "What's going on, Tommy? You're looking up at the ceiling." And so anyway, she goes to a Starbucks, and that's where she meets the guy. And the guy thinks Tommy is her son, but it's actually DJ's. So, what you got? DJ calls Stephanie and says she has some running around she has to do. Would she mind looking at the vet clinic? Stephanie's like, "Yeah, sure, yeah." And then she runs off to the vet clinic, and DJ's like, "Yeah, sure." And while this is going on, Kimmy is supposed to take care of Tommy, while Stephanie is at the vet clinic. But they both get DJ and Kimmy both get a call that says your son and daughter has been suspended, and so they rush off. And while they're rushing off taking care of Jackson and Ramona, these two people bring in a skunk, and the skunk runs loose into this room where Tommy and Max are. Max is playing with trying to pick out his new dog, because Comet Junior had puppies, and he's trying to pick out the new dog. So yeah, they get sprayed by a skunk, and whenever DJ gets back to the vet, she sees them all. She sees the dogs. There's like 5 dogs. Tommy, Stephanie, and Max all bathing in tomato juice. And so at the end of it, DJ decides to punish Jackson. And Kimmy's not so lenient on the punishment, not so harsh on the punishments. And DJ's got a problem with that. And she's saying, Kimmy, Ramona's not gonna listen to you well if you if you don't give her like the tough punishments. And she's like, "Oh, well, I don't want her to be mad at me for not having for I don't want her mad at me ever since me and her dad split up, this, that, and the other thing." And she said she's not gonna be mad at you. She might be mad at you, but she's gonna forgive you soon enough. And so Kimmy decides that DJ's right, because she's always decided that DJ's right. DJ was like her, what was it? DJ was her voice of reason whenever they were kids, and still true today. So yeah, anyway guys, Kimmy decides that Ramona's punishment was to help Jackson with the chores. And so then they make up, and at the end of the episode, Stephanie has a, what was it? Stephanie has a date with the guy she met at the coffee shop. And he's like, all these are your kids? All three of these are your kids talking... No, actually. All four of these are your kids talking about... And she's like, yeah, that's Jackson. That's Jackson and Ramona, they're twins. That's Max. And that's Aunt Froyer and my housekeeper talking about DJ and Kimmy. And he's like, okay. And she's like, bye, kids. Then all the kids say bye, freaking the dude out. So anyway, yeah, that was a not so great escape. It was a pretty decent episode. In fact, all the episodes are decent. And they're talking about, and John Stamos released on his Twitter, that there is going to be a season 2 of Fuller House. But I'm almost halfway done with season 1. So yeah, anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and thanks for joining me, and look at that beautiful sunset. Anyway, guys, I'm the Review Man. Peace out.